Well, now for the top story tonight, reaction to the massive spending situation. With us now, the purveyor of DickMorris.com, Mr. Morris. All right, we got the budget, the stimulus bill. I mean, everybody's head's going to blow up. But there's the first thing I want to know from you. What is the difference between President Obama's view of government and Bill Clinton's view? You worked for Clinton.
Well, I think the best way for me to answer that is about their view of rich people. Obama sees them as the enemy, and Clinton saw them as his deliverance. Clinton always understood that the way out of the budget deficit, the way out of the national debt, the way he balanced the budget was to cut taxes on rich people. He raised them 5 points at the beginning of his term when he had a Democratic Congress, but then he cut the capital gains tax from 28 down to 20. And he deliberately believed in catalyzing income production by rich people. Obama sees them as one great big cookie jar to take the cookies out of to pass on to everybody else. Obama sees government primarily as an instrument of redistribution of wealth. Clinton saw it primarily as an instrument to encourage the creation of wealth.
Okay. And I think that's absolutely accurate. And President Obama doesn't make any, he doesn't hide it.
About it. Yeah.
He says it. He says it. So you're running then the most expensive government in the history of mankind, not just in the history of the United States.
By far, yeah.
This is, I said yesterday, Barack Obama, ladies and gentlemen, is going to spend more money than any other human being in the history of civilization. It's money he can't possibly get, all right?
Right.
Now, he knows it. Larry Summers knows it. We know it. The only people that don't know it are the liberal press. Why, New York Times, NBC, CBS, ABC, why won't they tell the folks what we're telling the folks?
Well, for the same reason Obama's doing it. They are not sincerely interested in ending the recession. He is not number one interested in ending the recession. That's his number two goal. His number one goal is to expand government and pass his ideological agenda about health care, about income redistribution, about helping the poor, in his view.
But he doesn't get reelected if he doesn't end the recession.
Well, if you gave him a choice, frankly, between 2 terms in which he can't accomplish his agenda and 1 term in which he can, my bet is he'd do the first.
You really think he's that much of a true believer?
Bill Clinton would never do that. He'd do 2 terms at any cost.
Right.
But the point is that he really wants that agenda passed. And you know, the dead giveaway is this budget he's just filed. Here we're in a situation where we hope that the people who spend about 1/3 to 40% of the money in the United States, the richest 4 or 5%, we hope that they start spending money. We hope that they start buying stocks. We hope that the banks start making loans. And then he comes in with a budget that says if you buy a house, you won't be able to deduct the mortgage.
For the richer people, over $250,000.
The people who are buying the homes that are putting these people to work.
Yeah.
Which do you think employs more people? $500,000 house or a $100,000 house? I mean, the money that is generated for the economy is all by that 5%.
So the Reagan trickle down and Bill Clinton, as you say, that is gone. And now the vision is we're going to tax the rich. He's going to raise my taxes and your taxes.
A trickle down is going to work. It's just
to about 42%. We're going to be paying
just blood that's going to trickle.
All right. Well, we'll be bleeding, but 42%. Obama said to me, man to man, look, O'Reilly, you can afford it, and I can afford it. I can pay 42% to the government. Now, will that inhibit me from buying stuff? Yeah, it will.
Yeah, but you're not going to pay 42%. Let's take Mr. O'Reilly's taxes. They'll go from 35 to 40.
Right.
Then, because you work for Fox News, you're not self-employed, so
No, I am self-employed.
Oh, you're self-employed.
I have a corporation.
So then your Social Security payroll tax will go from 40 to 54. And then you have the Medicare tax is 56. Then you're not going to be able to deduct your house or your state and local taxes. You'll have to take a 10% short form deduction. I don't know your budget, but it'll probably cost you another $100,000. By the time you are finished, sir, this tax cut is going to cost you about 20% of your income.
Okay, and there are 5% of people, Americans, in my situation.
And they pay 41% of the taxes.
And that'll go up to 60.
They're about to pay 60 or 65.
Okay.
And they
so
pay
we have the
40%.
income redistribution
I'm sorry, you know, I just made a mistake. The top 5% pays 60% of the taxes. The top 1% pays 40%.
Right.
And
so
it's
it'll go to
70,
70. So we have income redistribution in place.
Absolutely.
But the mass of people, most of the people, are going to get a tax break.
Yeah.
All right? And so they're going to be better off, at least in the short run,
right,
unless the country goes into bankruptcy.
Yeah, but I wouldn't even bet on the short run. Because while trickle-down may not be a method of redistributing income as much as Reagan said it was, it sure is a method of redistributing agony. Because if the top people stop spending money, stop hiring people, stop employing people, and stop buying anything, what are the other 90% going to get paid from?
What are the odds, last question, the country goes bankrupt in the next 5-7 years?
Very, very low, because ultimately we have political checks and balances. If this country re-elects a Democratic Congress in 10, they're going to get what they deserve. My bet is that none of this works. The economy goes from bad to worse. He makes a recession into a depression. And my bet is that you get a Republican Congress in 10 that changes all of this.
All right. Dick Morris, everybody. We appreciate the straight talk. Thank you.